Okay, pretty dark in there, but you can see here there is a bearing spacer, and then inside there is another inner seal, which actually feels pretty good, but probably going to destroy it getting this bearing spacer out of here. And a slide hammer works really good on this. I do not have one, so I'm going to have to build something to pull that out of there. So here's our inner seal. So what we're going to need is something that can fit through the hole and then catch on the back side of it to pull it out. So what I've got here is a piece of strap. It's probably 5/16 thick by 1 inch. So what we'll do is we'll trace out the diameter of this bearing, or the seal, on the strap, and we'll cut it out to where it will fit through the hole, but then turn sideways, turn flat against the back side of it to pull it out. Okay, so we're going to build a puller to pull the seal out of the axle. What I've done is taken a piece of strap and drilled a hole in it. What I did is oblong it, the hole, with the drill after I drilled it in the drill press, so that this bolt can fit through here and go sideways at an angle. That way when we push it in the axle, we can push it in angled like that, get it behind the seal, pull it straight, and then pull against both sides of the seal, as in like this. So we'll go in, go through the seal, pull it straight, and pull back. And what I've got is just a scrap piece of angle iron that we'll use up against the end of the axle. So our bolt will go through here. We can turn the nut and pull the threads up with that piece on the back side of the seal, which will pull the seal out. What I got to do is weld a piece of strap on this though to get it about the same height and give the seal room to come out of the axle housing. So I'll go ahead and do that real quick and come back when I'm done. Okay, well, evidently the video that I tried to make when I pulled the seal out didn't work. But anyway, there's the seal. This goes through there and put the nut and the washer on that end with that in between, like that, up against the axle. Screw the nut on, hold it right out. That's what you got to do in a pinch if you don't have the right tools or somewhere to go real close by to get stuff. Nearest Walmart is 100 miles from here for me to go buy anything, so sometimes I got to improvise. Anyway, getting ready to put the new seal back in. Run a little gasket maker around the edge. Just a real thin coat. Just to help it seal in that tube a little better. Find something that'll fit on it, and it's just about the same size. Grab a hammer. And just tap it until she's seated. Looks to be pretty good. One thing you do want to make sure before you go put your bearing in is that you get all the metal grindings from the last bearing that got shot out of there. You brake clean and rags, or you can use magnet, might help. Thought about that, but anyway, looks like the new seal's in. Well, let's check it real quick. Take the micrometer. Looks like that top could go in a little more. Pretty even. Now we'll work on the spacer that holds the bearing out for the end play on the axle. Couple different ways of spacing that. There are some systems that use shims to get your end play right. The particular kit that I got, and it has a spacer that goes in here and goes up against the seal, and then is also up against the bearing, which holds the bearing the right distance out here. That measurement should be 0.02 to 0.06 inches, so 20 to 60 thousandths. So we'll get that figured out in a second. All right, we'll do a little math, see how close we are. So, from the bearing to the face of the axle tube, or from the seal, .55. No, 1.250 there, or no, 255. 1.255. 1.255. 1.250. 1.270 there. So with our bearing spacer goes in first, then our bearing goes in and sits against it. Total width on that, one point three. 1.30 almost exactly. So that is 0.45045 to 030 thousandths. So that's actually right where it's supposed to be, which I haven't seen that on the ones I've done, where that comes out like that. So that's pretty cool. We don't have to cut that down at all. If you have to, and you don't have a machine shop to mill this down to the distance you need for your clearance, You can take this on a grinder if you have to take the end off the grinding wheel, or the grinder where your grinding wheel bolts onto it. You can just take that up against the side of the grinding wheel and grind it down to wherever you need to. But looks like on this one we don't need to if we can get this to seat up there all the way. So that's cool. So let's see how far we can get that to go. It should go right up against the seal all the way. Pretty good gap there. So let me work on that for a minute. Okay, I didn't show getting this put in. Took a little finagling. I got a drum sanding set, and one of the cores for that set fits perfectly right inside here. So I put that on my spindle, put it on my drill press, had to shave some down on the diameter out on the end of it, kind of tapered it a little bit to get it to drive all the way in. Then I had to get a BFH, big hammer, and really give it the tap, get her to drive all the way in. But anyway, that's in. Bearing set's good. Let's see, I'll find the bearing. She sets right in there. I've already checked the spacing there. I got about 30 thousandths sticking out. So anyway, that's that.